Hello and welcome to Buckeye Readers Chat. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Lindsay. Today we are talking about fairy tales, which is one of our very favorite genres. Would you like to share your book first?
Sure. The first one that I have is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I read this forever ago and I just reread it. Still love it. Basically, there's a wizard that everybody thinks is evil, and every 10 years he comes to the village and takes a girl, and everybody thinks the absolute worst, but he ends up being not evil. Surprise, surprise there. But hijinks ensue and their woods are evil. So basically everybody ends up battling the woods, which makes tons of sense, I guess, but it's a fairy tale.
Very fairy tale, yes.
What about you?
I brought Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. This one is about evil mirrors because it's a Snow White retelling. So the magic mirror definitely plays a role in this. The main character is a woman who's a poisons expert. Okay. And so she's going to visit Snow White and her father at their castle to figure out what is going wrong with her.
Fancy, fancy. I imagine it's probably something to do with apples.
Possibly. You'll have to read to find out.
The next one that I have is actually a young adult. It's The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. And it's really cute. It's a brother and a sister, and there's always been a boy in a glass coffin in the woods, and they've always been obsessed with him. And one day, he goes missing. And so they've got to figure out, where did he go? What happened? Who is he? What's going on here? So yeah, that one's just a really, really fun hijinks there.
Yes, very fun. My next one is How to Be Eaten by Maria Adelman. This is fairy tale characters set in a modern setting. Okay. So you have Red Riding Hood, you have Cinderella, who's on The Bachelor. You have the robber bridegroom, who's kind of like a true crime podcast person. Mm-hmm. But they're all in group therapy together. That's amazing. And so they work through all of the steps of group therapy and they share their stories, and it's just an interesting re-examination of some fairy tales.
That's amazing. Oh yes. My gosh. Podcast. My last one is The Sleeper and the Spindle by Neil Gaiman. It is exactly what you think it is. It's Snow White and
the art looks really pretty.
I keep wanting to say Aurora, Sleeping Beauty.
Yes.
So the prince is actually the princess, and she goes and tries to save her. But the problem is there's a reason that she's asleep. So I'll just leave it with that.
Yes. My last book I actually pulled from our science fiction section. We have fantasy there as well, and people often overlook it. So if you're visiting the library, check out the science fiction section. This is Thistlefoot, which is a Baba Yaga retelling, which is a Russian folk tale. And it is her great-granddaughter who inherits her house with the chicken legs. And she and her brother go on a mystical journey together. There is a good monster antagonist, and the cool thing about this book is it looks at how the things you inherit from your ancestors, their strengths and their traumas, really inform who you are today. Oh. And so it's a really interesting examination of family history and what you inherit.
Yeah, I love the house and chicken legs.
Yes,
it's just fantastic.
So if you've ever wanted to be in a fairy tale, you can come craft with us at the library. We have a couple different crafting nights. On Mondays, it's all ages. It's in our program room, and it's the first Monday of the month. Just bring whatever you're working on, chat, hang out. It's a great time. If you have questions, volunteers are there, and they may be able to help you. So see what happens with that. Yep. The first Wednesday of the month is Teen Fiber Arts Club, which is only 12 to 18-year-olds. It is at the Coyote Library as well. It's just the first Wednesday of the month. You don't have to register. Everything's provided, and you get guided lessons on embroidery and crochet and other great skills. Very cool. And if you happen to live in the festival and Tartesso communities in Buckeye, we do have a maker's studio that comes the third Tuesday and Wednesday of every month. So there's crafting for everybody here. And those are also completely free, correct? Yes. You just have to register online for those. Yes, so come craft with us. All right, well, we'll see you next time.